What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Fathead Cycles YouTube channel. Today we're shooting a video that I think is going to benefit everybody. Whether you're going to do it yourself or you're going to pay somebody else to do it and just want to know what goes into it, it's an oil change on an M8 motorcycle. M8 oil change is no different than a twin cam oil change, just a couple different parts, a couple different procedures, not a whole lot different though. This customer with this 2017 Road King came in and asked for a full synthetic oil change. So we figured, what a better time than to bring you guys along for the ride, show you step by step how it's done. We already have the bike warmed up to operating temperature because the customer rode it in. We have the bike up on a lift and secured. If you don't have a lift, it's not a big deal. This job can be done on the kickstand. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult. So let's get to work. First thing we want to do is come over here to the brake side of the motorcycle, remove the oil fill cap for two reasons. Number one, to check the level of the oil prior to changing if you're doing it yourself. And the second thing, so that way you know if you have any potential problems, any leaks, any oil consumption issues or anything like that. The second thing is, it allows air to pass into the oil pan to allow the oil to evacuate faster when we get to the next step. So we're back over at the clutch side of the motorcycle. The drain plug is located right here. So we're going to go ahead and put our drain pan up underneath, 5/8 socket, and we're going to loosen the drain plug a little bit. Now it's time for this guy. This is an amazing tool. Does nothing but pull drain plugs out. It's made by OTC. Part number is 5911. It's magnetic. Just spins the drain plug right out for us like a screwdriver. Doesn't drop any oil, doesn't get all hot, brings it up just like that. So while that's draining, we have a bunch of other stuff that we can be taking care of on this motorcycle. So let's go do that. When we come back, it'll be ready to reassemble and refill. Got our drain plug out over here at the bench. First thing we want to do is inspect the magnetic end on the drain plug. Ensure there's no metal shavings, no fine silver dust on there. I like to take a white paper towel and wipe that. A little bit is normal. Large amounts, about the size of a quarter, or if you have actual shavings on there, that's very bad. Then we're going to take a pick tool, remove the old O-ring. You can get those at your local dealership. They're about $1 a piece. And then we just roll the new one on. Also, while we have it out, we want to go ahead and wipe off the head of the drain plug just so it looks pretty. Let's keep running around the bike. So since we have extra time while this bike is draining, we can continue to do some other extra things. Number one, check the brake pads. You can't ever check those enough. I just shine a flashlight down the rotor to make sure there's adequate pad life left there. If this was a 5,000 mile service, I would actually measure the pads out and give the customer the spec on it. Also going to check the tire pressure. It's a little low, so we're going to go ahead and fill it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and inflate this. To 36 psi. Make sure you check your owner's manual, or you can check the side of your frame right here. It tells you the capacities of your tires. Now we're going to go over and check the transmission fluid. Very important every time you're changing the oil on your bike to also check the transmission fluid, even though you might not be changing it, because these Milwaukee-Eight motors are known to transfer oil or fluid from the transmission over into the primary. So we want to make sure that the transmission is properly filled and the primary is not overly filled. Use a 3/8 Allen. Pull the dipstick or unscrew the dipstick. Put it back in all the way one more time. Then back it out for a final check. The fluid in this bike is perfect, so now we're going to put the drain plug back in the oil pan. Next to come off is the oil filter. I'm going to use a oil filter wrench for a Harley. Has the relief cut here for the crank position sensor on the twin cams. On the M8 motor, Harley was nice enough to remove it. We're also going to put a splash shield underneath of the filter to try to divert some of the oil down to the drain pan that is underneath. And then flip it over to drain. Got our new factory style oil filter here. We're going to go ahead and pre-fill this filter. Let it soak into all the media, the filtration media on the inside of it. It's just to keep the motor from running dry for even if it's only 5 seconds. Take a nice finger full of clean motor oil around the gasket so it doesn't stick. Well, that's draining down. We're going to remove our splash shield. Wipe off the filter housing. Wipe up any excess that dripped off. And then we're going to put our new filter on. When you put this on, thread it in by hand until you can't thread it anymore. And then get your wrench. And turn it 3/4 of a turn. No need to go wrenching down on that thing with superhuman strength. Only thing it's going to do is make the gasket fail or the filter body itself fail and have a leak down the road. Let's get some oil on this bike. Alright, we're going to take our funnel, put it in the oil fill hole. 4.5 quarts. Mobil 1 20W50 synthetic V-twin motorcycle oil. That's important because of the additive package that Mobil 1 puts in the oil for motorcycles. Just going to pour in 4.5 quarts. 4.5 quarts of synthetic oil are in. We're not going to get into a debate today about why use synthetic versus why use regular oil. Maybe we'll do another video on that. Leave a like or a comment down below if you want to see what we have to say about synthetic oil. Let's take our funnel out. Put our dipstick back in and check the oil level cold. Right on the money. Now we're going to go ahead and start this bike up. Let it run for several minutes to warm up. Check and make sure it has no leaks. So that's it. That is a quick, down and nerdy, basic oil change on a Milwaukee-Eight motorcycle. Like I said, twin cam is not much different. One of the main differences is the amount of oil that it takes. The Milwaukee-Eight takes more oil because it has pressurized oil-cooled heads. If you guys are interested in the products that we used in this video, we will leave a link in the description down below to our website, fatheadcycles.com, where we have bundled everything you need together to change the oil in your Harley-Davidson. Synthetic motor oil, chrome or black filter, and a drain plug. As always, shipped to your house free of charge. As always, guys, click on the little guy right here so that way you can subscribe. Check us out on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, the website, fatheadcycles.com. And until next time, guys, have a great day. Thanks.